What's up, Real Mack Family? We're back with another video. So we're back with another video today. We're going to do a tummy time with Ellyana. And while we're doing our tummy time, we're going to talk to you guys about...
So the discussion is going to be about how to keep your relationship alive, how to keep that spark in y'all's relationship before you had a kid while being a new parent. Because sometimes, you know, when you're being a new parent, it's stressful. You got to solely, take care of your newborn, of course. Your baby is everything, your first priority. So sometimes, while you're being a parent, you kind of lose track of the relationship that you and your partner had before you had the baby, which is still there, but sometimes you can lose your spark because of all the stresses of, being a parent.
Yeah, and the work involved with it and everything else. So anyway, we're going to do our little tummy time, and then we'll deep dive into our little discussion with you guys.
Right.
So.
Well, Ellie's gotten better. As you can see, our little tummy time sessions with her, she's gotten better.
Yep, she's gotten real good. We do this. We try to do this at least 3 times a day for at least 5 minutes.
Good girl.
And we're always sitting there with her, and we have her little toy with her.
Strong baby. Yes,
this is a little grip toy that she plays with sometimes, and it's like a little baby educational toy,
right,
to help them learn how to grip, and it has the little sounds and colors that they like.
We kind of sit like a toy or like a teddy bear like close to her, so that way she has something to kind of reach to, or it makes it easier for her. Like she's engaging right now, she's looking at that toy. You see? And she's already starting to move. Good girl.
It just gets
her. How strong you are. Look at you.
Gets her to turn in her head.
She's already starting to turn now, you guys. Good girl. So I guess I'll start off with...
We try to do this for at least 5 minutes, 3 times a day. So, yeah, if you want to start, but I can talk about my end of it.
Yeah, I'll let you take
So for me... trying to keep the spark alive, what I do is I try to remember, because me and Sade, we've been together 10 years, and we have managed to keep the spark alive in our relationship. Even though we've been together so long, I feel like we still love each other just as much as we did when we first met. And I guess for some people it might be a little harder, but what we do is we trust each other 100%. And the reason we trust each other 100%, this one of the reasons anyway, one of the many reasons, is because we trust each other 100%.
Which it took us a while to get to trust. We did have issues with trust in the beginning of the relationship. Like, let's be real.
Yep. So, but what we do is we share everything with one another, including, like our texts and all that stuff. Like, I have a phone, and we share the same phone. Like, it's not like I'm not going to sit there and be like,
okay, girl,
you can't look at my phone.
You got this.
I'm not going to sit there and tell my wife you can't look at my phone and act like, oh, you're invading in my privacy or something like that. Because if I feel like if she don't want me to look at her phone, she's hiding something in it. Then I feel like that. I feel like anybody who, if you're in a relationship with somebody, in a monogamous, like one-on-one relationship with somebody, and you don't want your partner to look at your phone, then you're hiding something in your phone. Or if you're not, then you have some kind of reason that you don't want them to look at it. So why don't you want them to look at it?
Okay.
And using this cop-out about privacy and stuff like that, you're invading my personal space, that sounds like a cop-out to me, or like an excuse. Like it makes me think even more that you have something that you're trying to hide. But me and Sade, it keeps our spark alive because we don't have to worry about one another hiding shit from each other. Excuse my language. I try to keep it kind of PG on this channel.
Good girl.
One of the main reasons that we're still together and our spark is still good in our relationship is because we trust one another, because we don't hide stuff from one another.
It makes it easier with the trust. The trust grows, more and more. I had particularly issues with trust. I had issue with, trusting people because of how I was treated in previous relationships, and it did bleed into my relationship when I finally got with my husband. So we did have a lot of issues with that because I was hurt, but once you build that rapport with each other and have some type of routine that you guys do, and that open door for each other, with sharing everything with each other, being open, being 100, being honest with each other. I don't know about everybody else, but being solid with your partner, then it becomes easier to trust. That's definitely a big one. I'm glad you pointed that out, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Another one for me, because also feeding off of that as well. When you get in a relationship.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna pick her up for a little bit and give her a little rest from that, and we'll keep talking.
Okay, girl, Daddy's here.
Yeah, she was getting a little tired from trying to.
Yeah, we don't want to overdo it. We definitely don't want to overdo it.
And remember, we do this multiple times a day, so she's gonna get tired.
Yeah.
We're trying to get her where she can crawl and eventually roll over on her own. We're reaching for that goal of her being able to roll over on her own.
And if you guys have if there's anybody with techniques or advice, please feel free to put any techniques or advice in the comments. Yep. We really appreciate it.
Let us know.
But no hateful. We don't do no hateful
we
comments.
We don't do hate. If you do hate, we will remove your comments. This
is our platform. We're going to speak freely on what we believe in. But any advice is accepted and appreciated. But another point that I was going to mention. That's a really good, valid point. So you definitely want to be honest, have good communication with your partner. And also, I was going to mention two things. One thing is, you guys sharing the load with each other really helps. And also, with your newborn or your baby or, your toddler, however old your child is, sharing the load with each other. And, not only sharing the load, but also being a part of the load together as a unit. Like we just shared with you guys, which we do it a lot anyway. Sometimes I do it by myself. Sometimes he does it by himself. But like we shared on our recent short, a bath time with Ellyana, with both of us, doing it together, as one, because we created her. This is our love child. Mm-hmm. Really helps the bonding experience with not only your baby, but you guys together. Sharing the love of, you guys made that baby, so you guys, that bonding experience with,
And this is our love child that we had after almost being together almost 10 years.
10 years. So we already been through all that, the hardships, and, we've been through a lot. So we've already been there, done there. We done kind of got over those humps that we were going,
Mm-hmm. And we waited a long time for this little adorable child here.
Right. Our baby, yeah. But, so another thing I was going to mention is not only that, but also taking time for each other. Like, okay, so we're doing things a little differently in our, we're doing things a little differently in our parent technique. So how me and my husband does it is when, Ellyana's having her downtime, when she's napping or, whatever she's doing after we feed her and give her a lot of attention. When she's resting, we use that time for ourselves. Things that we can do as partners. Mm-hmm. Things that we can do together. So that helps keep the spark alive. And then also, whenever you're having an argument with your partner, with your baby, you definitely don't want to have that argument while she's in the room. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like...
Sorry, I was looking at Ellie. She's
I know.
Had me starstruck there with the little princess.
All right. So also, what I was talking about. So if you and your partner have like a disagreement or something like that, or an argument, you definitely don't want to do it in front of your baby. Kind of like take each other to the side, like, hey, we'll talk about this another time. We gotta do this for our baby. Da da da. And then once she's rested, once your baby is resting or having their time, then you guys can kind of talk about what transpired between you two, so that way it's not affecting your child. You definitely don't want to have your child see any of that at all. So we have worked on that. So we have a technique with that. So if we have a disagreement about something, we're not gonna, like we typically would do, maybe explode and like kind of banter between each other, go off.
No, we don't do that anymore.
We don't do that anymore because now we have a baby. All right. So the two things that I mentioned that are very important. With keeping the spark alive is sharing the load together with your baby. And the other thing is communication. Learn how to communicate. Mm-hmm. Not overreacting, in front of your baby. Making sure while she's resting, you guys can kind of talk it out on y'all's own time. And you got anything else, Boo?
No, my main thing is that we always, like what I said earlier, that we always trust each other. And I also gave the reason that we trust each other, which is because we just share all of our social media and we share a phone. We don't really try to keep anything hidden from one another, and we never have. And I think that's what's kept our relationship so strong. And like I was saying earlier, if you are trying to hide, or like if you're saying things like, my phone is my private space and stuff like that, that leads me to believe that the person is got stuff to hide from you. And so that it takes away from the strength and the bond, the trust bond. I can't trust somebody if they're trying to hide their phone from me.
Right. There's no, because when you're in a relationship, even when you're in a relationship, there's no privacy. You committed to that person. You committed to being with that person. You vowed to marry them and all that stuff. You vowed to do that, right? So you took that upon yourself to go out your way to get that person, to be with that person, right? So then let it be that. There's no privacy. You wanted to be with that person. If you feel like you have privacy, then you need to be single.
Right.
You don't need to be with nobody. You don't need to go all the way out and have a baby with somebody. If you need your privacy, because then you don't want to be in a relationship then.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's how we feel.
That's how we feel.
Everybody's different. Everybody's relationship, they have a different dynamic, and that's okay.
Yeah, I ain't trying to say
we ain't with that dynamic over here.
I ain't trying to say it can't work no other way, but I've seen a lot of relationships fail the other way. So we tried something different with our relationship.
We don't share. Not my man. I don't share my man.
Hell no, we don't share.
No ma'am, no sir.
Hell no.
But anyway, we just wanted to give you guys another discussion.
Oh, baby girl, we got to go, guys.
It's time to feed Ellie.
Time to feed Ellie. We got to wrap this thing up. She says good night, guys. Good night, everybody. Ellie says good night. She's tired and ready to eat.
Oh.